Well, welcome back to my channel, everybody. Chris Gault here, Healthy Living with Chris Gault. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but we are starting week 9 of our vegan, plant-based lifestyle. And we're still going strong. I haven't touched an ounce of meat since we started. And I think we can keep this going for the rest of our lives. So stay tuned. All right, so it's a beautiful day out here in sunny California, and we're loving life out here, as you can see. I just wanted to talk a little bit about, because I've gotten some comments on some of my videos that weren't totally positive, and some people who go a little overboard in saying that you're not vegan if you're not doing it for the ethical treatment of the animals. Even though if you're not eating any or using any animal products at all, you still can't classify yourself with that. And I really don't care what people say in that sense, because I think what we all have to do is we all have to come up with what we want to do with our lives. And if it means that you want to eat meat, eat meat. I'm not going to judge you on that. If you're going to if you want to use silk, and I'm not going to get mad at you for using silk. I mean, again, this is something that you have to decide. I'm doing this mainly for health benefits, but I'm learning a lot, and I think it's fantastic that I'm also helping out, slowing down the cruelty of animals and exploitation of that, and I feel good about that. I'm not going to let anyone take me down for that, and I would just suggest to you, if you go this route and people start to try to put this definition on you, that whether you are or not something, I wouldn't get all hung up in it, because it really doesn't matter what they think. It really matters what you think. And I think the 3 main reasons why people do go plant-based or vegan, for health reasons, for stopping the cruelty and exploitation of animals, and for also helping the environment out because of all the carbon gas that gets released by all the animals when they're confined like that. I feel like I'm doing my part anyway, regardless of what other people say. So again, I just want to say, if you're going on a journey like this, feel very positive about it. You're doing a fantastic thing, not only for yourself or your body, but you're also doing it for those other reasons that I mentioned. And again, I wouldn't get hung up on any specific term, because life's too short to get hung up on that. And you're always going to have haters that are going to hate. And I would say, you know what? They're going to hate no matter what, and you just can't reason with them. So don't worry about that. Move on, and let's get to it. Let's get to week 9. All right. So one of the things we like to do on Mondays now, we go shopping. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. What we do is we like to prep, and what we do is we prep on Monday for the entire week. We used to do it on Sunday, but Sundays are a little bit more crazy at the grocery store, and now with the whole coronavirus thing, we try to go to the grocery store when actually there's fewer people there. So anyway, let me show you what we do. So instead of getting some vegetables and then cutting them up every once in a while, and it just really kills your day if you keep doing that, we cut up all these vegetables for the whole week. So it's celery, and that's red pepper, cucumbers, rainbow carrots, mushrooms, onions, and we don't have to cut these up, but we wash them, put them in there. Those are cherry tomatoes and rainbow cherry tomatoes. And so in doing this, we can make salads or use them for recipes, and we don't have to worry about recutting stuff all the time. It's cut for the entire week. So I do recommend that as a tip to do. All right, so we're preparing a Mexican cauliflower rice skillet for dinner tonight. I'll show you a little bit of that. So right now we just have diced tomatoes, we have a jalapeno cut up, and some onions, and we're going to cook this until it's a little tender, and then I'll show you the next step. Next, I'm going to use that mincer. I'm going to mince up these 4 cloves of garlic, I'm going to mince it in that pan. So you can see I'm mincing the garlic, and then I'm going to spin that around a little bit. So we're also going to be using a little bit of a processed product this time, but it is organic. This is soy rizo, and it's a chorizo imitation, because that would be meat, and this is not meat. So this is obviously made out of soy. So we're going to cut that up and put that in too. You know how much we're putting in. We actually put in 1 can of 14.5 ounces of diced tomatoes. We put in only 1 jalapeno. It was a big jalapeno though, I have to admit. And 4 garlic cloves. And the onion was about, how much was it? Half an onion?
Yeah, it was a whole onion.
It was a whole onion thrown in there. So far those are the measurements of this recipe. And then since we're gonna make, we're actually gonna make this for 2 nights, so it'll be 4 servings. We're gonna put in, this is a 12-ounce bag of organic rice cauliflower. We're putting in 2 of those bags, and we're gonna pop them in the pan. So there it is. I'm gonna just dump it in. All right, I'm gonna give that a mix, and then I got another bag I gotta put in. But that one's just we're gonna heat it up a little bit because it's frozen. We're heating it up in the microwave to loosen it up, and we'll put the next bag in there too. And this is Robin, and she's right now dismantling the soy rizo, because what we're gonna do is we're not gonna eat it like that. We're gonna take the insides out and crumble it up like crumbs, right?
Right.
All right, that's what we're gonna do with that. All right, I put the second bag of the cauliflower in so you can see it's a lot of cauliflower in there. And so I got a couple other things to do. What do we need to do next?
We have to put the chorizo in.
The soy rizo.
Soy rizo.
Right. So we gotta put the soy rizo in, but we have to break it up, right?
Yeah, and then tomato paste we're gonna add garbanzo beans for extra protein.
Okay.
And the seasoning.
And the seasonings, we got salt, pepper, and we got cayenne pepper, and we've got paprika. So those are the things that we're gonna throw in there. So Robin's throwing in the soy rizo. All right. It's a little hard to get out of that casing. I'm not sure what that casing is.
I think it's just plastic.
Oh, is that what it is? So you can't really cook it. You have to take it out of that casing regardless?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you ever buy this stuff, just know it's not like meat sausage where you can cook it with the casing. This is you gotta take the casing off. And there you go. All right, I'm gonna mix it up so it doesn't look so weird in there. And it's gonna look a lot better. So we're gonna stir this up now. So it looks, you can see I got it pretty well mixed in there. So now it's not just a big lump of the soy rizo, it's actually all mixed in now. And that's gonna taste really, really good. And what do we need now? This is tomato paste.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna add, how much was this?
It's 2 tablespoons, but we're doubling the recipe.
So 4 tablespoons to get the extra servings of tomato paste. I'm gonna throw that in there.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just gonna sprinkle in the spices. You know, the spices. My philosophy on that is, you know, people put specific measurements in a recipe, but the reality is everyone has different taste. So, you know, I would just say, you know, spice it up the way you want to spice it up. You know, I kind of have an idea what we usually take and what it's going to taste like. So, but I might taste this later on once, and I might add or take away a little bit after I taste it. Now we're just going to mix it up. the last thing we're going to do is we're going to throw some chickpeas in here. Okay, so the last step is the chickpeas. So this is like 1 can of chickpeas, Robin?
Yep.
So it's 1 can of chickpeas. You can like zoom in on here and you can see what it looks like. And so this is basically it. It was actually a very quick meal. It only took about, 10 minutes to put this together. And it's going to be very high in protein all plant-based, obviously. It's going to be high in protein. And with the spices and everything, it's going to taste really, really good. So, and what was it called again, Robin?
Cauliflower Mexican rice.
Cauliflower Mexican rice skillet.
Skillet.
All right, we're gonna have this. Enjoy. All right. Even though we're in the midst of the coronavirus, we gotta stay healthy. So we're on our run. It's a beautiful day in San Diego, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's a great day finally again.
Yeah, because it rained here for a while, but now it's great. So we're gonna run, but we're gonna run safely, right?
Yeah.
Stay safe, everybody. All right, just got back from my run. Had a great time. It was a good 3 miles. I think that's what I like to do. It's about a half an hour to do that. So, it's good for me. And, tomorrow then goes back to weightlifting. Resistance will be bands because my gym's closed because of coronavirus. But I'll be working out in the gym tomorrow. And then I just want to show you one of my favorite things to eat. This is one of my favorite things to eat when I come back from a workout. And this is a plant-based yogurt made out of cashew milk. And it has oats and has blueberries and blackberries in there. So it's a nice, healthy meal that's going to give me a lot of protein, a lot of nutrients and carbs that I'm going to need. And good carbs, not bad carbs, because it's not gluten. It's gluten-free. It's organic. And it's going to be a really tasty treat, but it's also going to be a really good one for me because I'm going to be working on my videos. I got to be putting this together a thumbnail there. I got to take that one thing off because that's an old thumbnail, but I'm going to be working on my thumbnail for a new video and then putting that video together. That'll probably come out about a month from now or so. So anyway, I'm going to get to it. Talk to you guys later. All right, so one of the things I like to do on this journey that I'm taking on a plant-based, being plant-based and vegan lifestyle is I like to research what's out there. And I like to find things that, I didn't know yet. And some of the stuff I did know a little bit, some of it I didn't. But I also like to share this stuff with you guys. So this is on futurekind.com. So futurekind.com, you can look this up. And this is a vlog that they have, a vegan vlog, and they have this thing called 6 Surprising Vegan Facts You Probably Don't Know. And you can pull this up on the internet. And so I'm just going to talk about the 6 things. I'll just read like parts of this so that I don't completely bore you. But each year, 198 animals are saved per vegan diet. So that means every one person who goes on a vegan diet will save 198 animals in that year. And that's a lot of animals, that you're saving. So you can feel really good about that if you're vegan. And this is a pure vegan lifestyle. So that means no animal products for, you don't wear leather products, or you don't sit on leather products. You don't eat, animal products. You don't eat animal products. You don't sit on animal products. You don't wear animal products. And in that case, you're saving 198 animals per year. So I thought that was a pretty interesting thing. And I'm going to move on to the next one. A vegan diet reduces the risk of several major diseases. And this is one that helps you out. And so what's really nice about a vegan diet is you're helping yourself, you're helping the animals out. So it's a win-win there. And some of the things in here, it really helps out with type 2 diabetes. So it reduces reduces Alzheimer's, kidney disease, various cancers, heart disease. So in a way, being vegan is going to help you live longer in general, and also keep you from occurring, not keep you 100%, but to help reduce down the risk of getting those diseases. So again, I think that's a great thing, So I think if it was me personally, and I know not everyone's the same, and I'm not saying everyone has to be, but I'm willing to give up the burgers, to have a healthier life. But not everyone is that way. So you have to decide, where are you in that light? If you if you really, really, really want to be healthier in your life, and that's more important to you than what something tastes like, then you'll do it. But if not, then you probably won't. And I'm not judging either way. You do what you want to do. Number 3, being vegan reduces your carbon footprint up to 73%. I mean, that's huge. And so this is where not only just becomes a win-win, it becomes a win-win-win, because you're doing it for the benefit of the animals. It helps the animals out. They win. You win because you're going to be a lot healthier, and the world is going to be a lot healthier because you're reducing your carbon footprint by so much. And that's huge when you think about that. And a lot of that has to do because big farms, and they have all the animals compacted there. There's a lot of carbon dioxide that comes out from all the waste product. And I mean, it's huge amount, and it's actually more than all the cars out there in the world. So it actually isn't just a small impact to the world's environment. It's a huge impact to the world's environment. So you're really doing a great job there if you can go to a vegan diet. All right, so the 4th one here is 1 pound of meat equals 6 months of showers. I mean, think about that. Just 1 pound. When you buy that 1 pound of meat, I mean, it equals taking a shower for 6 months. That's half a year. I mean, that's huge. And the reason why is that the animals, just drink so much water. And think about that water could be used for, helping, people get fresh water. There's a lot of people in the world that don't get clean water. And think about, that water can go to them instead of all these animals. You would save an awful lot. So it takes a lot of food and water to create that just a pound of beef. And so just one thing I wanted to throw out there. But anyway, the next one, I didn't know this. This is one I didn't know, and I think it's pretty interesting. But 80% of the antibiotics sold in the U.S. are for livestock. And to me, that's a pretty scary thing because the way the animals are treated so poorly. Now, this doesn't, the free-range animals maybe, and if they are, I mean, they could say free-range or grass-fed, but if they truly are free-range, they probably don't get sick, and you're probably much better. They're probably better off, and you don't have to give them antibiotics to keep them alive. But in most cases, the animals are living on big farms, and when they live on big farms like that, they are crushed into small little areas. Like especially dairy cows, are sitting in a little box their entire life. And I don't know if you knew that, but they're being milked their entire life, because if they stop milking a cow, then they won't lactate anymore. Then it would have to get pregnant again in order to lactate again so they can get milk from it. So it has to sit into this little box. They put thousands of these cows in little boxes, and they just milk them for their entire life. And it's not really a great life. But anyway, in doing that, these animals, because they don't have a great life and they stress out, they're not meant to lactate forever. They're not meant to sit in a small box. But because of that, there's a lot of stress in the animal. And when the animal gets a lot of stress, it gets sickly. And what they have to do to keep these animals from dying or getting sick, or sick and dying, is they got to pump them full of antibiotics. So the one problem is, you're getting, not only is the animal having a horrible life, but you're they're just getting a lot of sickness. This is just going all over the place, which is how some of these pandemics start. But not only all that stuff, but the other thing is, then when you eat that meat, you're getting an animal that's not only sickly or dying, and so you're already getting that into your body, but you're also getting all these antibiotics as a byproduct, which you probably don't want. And a lot of times they also pump them full of steroids, which it doesn't say there, but they pump full of steroids so that they can keep the animals alive. So anyway, just want to throw that out. That's another fact that I really didn't know, that 80% of the antibiotics, that means used for humans, used for animals, but 80% of them in the U.S. are used for livestock. Pretty huge amount. Number 6 is another healthy one for you, but vegans tend to have a lower body mass index because there isn't a lot of saturated fat in plants, but there's a ton of saturated fat in all the animal products. Even lean animal products will have saturated fat in them, more so than the plants will. So because of that, people tend to have to put more bad weight on. I mean, it's one thing to put muscle on, but it's another thing to put a lot of fat on. So that's because there's so much fat in the meat, and also because of that, the cholesterol levels are just, especially the low density cholesterol, which is the bad one, typically is extremely high if you consume animal products versus those who don't. And those who don't, the cholesterol levels tend to be very low. So again, there's a lot of reasons to do it for health reasons. So again, those are 6 facts that I didn't know. All of them, I knew some of those. But again, they all kind of come down to those 3 main reasons, to go this way if you want it to go this way. One is to benefit your own health. One is to benefit the animals and be kinder to them. And the other one is to keep our world as clean as possible. So anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. All right, so we're going to end this week. This is week 9. We're taking a little walk. We're walking our little dog. We're being socially distancing. We're socially distancing ourselves from people. We also brought our mask. Make sure we can put an end to this coronavirus. And we're doing our part. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you guys with a little bit of beach, for my drone, a little bit of footage from my drone and the beach, a little bit of music again like I did last week, but this time it's actually in focus. Something went wrong, it was out of focus last week, so I thought I would do it again, but in focus. And I will see you guys next week in week 10. If you like this video, please click on the thumbs up button, and also please subscribe and click on the notification button to get all this great content that's coming up every week. Thank you.